Alrighty, it's your boy Zxous, and we are back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about obviously something that is obviously was recently added to Nikke, and if this direction that they're going with as of these two latest characters is the right move. Now, obviously, I'm talking about Blanc and Noir. Now, at first, I want to say before they actually went live, when people read their kits or read the the patch notes before the kit got revealed, a lot of people were upset, kind of, because they were like kind of mad that you would have to summon for two characters, right, for the most value of like one of them or each and any other of them, whatever. And then obviously when they both came out, people found out that they were quite good individually, and but even like very broken together. But like I'm trying to say, a lot of people didn't really complain anymore once they found out that both of them were good together, like very good, that it was actually worth summoning for two characters, right? So I want to talk about if them going forward with this is a good thing, and if there's stuff they could do for previous characters who are already in squads with something like this. Now, I honestly thought a mechanic like this would have gotten introduced with characters like Makima and Power, just because they were collabs. And it would have made more sense, right? They're not really Nikkes, so it would have made more sense for Power and Makima. They could have had that synergy, but obviously Noir and Blanc were the first. Now, do I personally like this little new gimmick where you have to have two characters to get the most value out of both of them, basically? I do, right? Not because I could spend for it, but because it's kind of like killing two birds with one stone, if that makes sense, right? For example, if I summon for Blanc individually, I'm still getting a god tier character even if I don't have Noir. If I'm getting summoning for Noir individually and I don't have Blanc, I'm still getting a god tier character. The thing is, if I have both of them, I'm getting ×2 god tier characters, right? So either way you look at it, I want them to always do it like this, right? Make it that both of the characters are very good. I wouldn't say Blanc and Noir are equal. I would say, if I had to say which one was better, I would probably say maybe like overall kit wise, Blanc I would say has a better kit than Noir, but both of them are, would say, equal in terms of usability. Right, they go everywhere together, and individually they have a lot of uses as well. Obviously, you could run Blanc with Senti, right, just to, you know, just for her skill 1 and skill 2, and then you can use Noir with Modernia, right, because of her skill 2, and then obviously the Modernia's burst skill, right, and then how Modernia works in general, right? So I would love it for them to make these characters, more of these characters where you have to have them on the same squad or whatever, or they have to be from the same squad, but always make it that both of them are equally good in the content they're used in, right? If we look at just the Pride Win rankings, right, they are SS tier or SSS tier in everything, but Noir is SS in PvP and Blanc is S in PvP, which is fair, right? I think that's fair. All right, but obviously it's probably just because of the 60-second burst skill, right, and having to have Noir there. But overall, Blanc's kit works very well in PvP because she's a defender and a healer and a supporter, right? Indomitability, constantly healing, generating shields. When she uses a burst skill, all enemies are having their damage taken increased by a lot. A very good kit for PvP as well, right? And then obviously that's just great everywhere else. And Noir is not really a DPS. She is, but she's not. Like, her main DPS is just from that AoE. She's more of a support, like kind of like a Privity, right? But her supporting is very good as well, right? So I think if they could continue doing gimmicks like this where they're on the same squad, it would be great. And then also for it to be that they're like equally good. Now, in terms of if we're going to have for example, Litter and Senti are two characters that I feel like could have had a mechanic like this, and especially since both of their kits have to do with recovering, right? It would be very nice. So yeah. So I think it would make, like, if they were to give these past characters these types of effect, like, because they have buffs, right? We know characters can get buffed. I think it was Miranda that got the buff where they actually just added skills. Yeah, literally. So activates after landing 30 normal attacks. They just added a skill into there. So I think they could maybe add a skill where if you have Litter and Senti, you get some type of mechanic. Maybe something towards like Litter for her cover, like also giving you a shield or so. That would be so broken. If paired up with Senti, every time she rebuild cover, she also gave herself a shield of a low percentage. That'd be pretty good. And then if every time that, you know, Senti put up a shield, she would give an attack buff to everybody or something like that. You know what I mean? They could do stuff like that. And I don't know. Definitely let me know in the comments what characters you guys, what previous characters or past characters already in the game you would want to see have these buffs, and then what their buffs would do. I think that one for Litter and Senti would be so cool. But yeah, I would like to see more of these, and I would like to see more of these consistently too. Maybe a lot of people won't agree with the consistently part because that's a lot of gems. Having to summon for 2 characters is no joke. I've seen comments of people saying they went 45,000 gems without any Blanc. All right, like 45,000 gems on Blanc's banner did not get Blanc, right? So to have to summon for 2 characters, right, it is outrageous technically, but I do think the value is very, very good. Right, I think the value is very good. I would spend a lot of gems to get 2 god tier characters individually and together, right? I use Noir without Blanc sometimes. I use Blanc without Noir sometimes because I just don't need to have both of them all the time, right? Maybe Blanc I need to have Noir more, right? So I use them together more. But when I'm just using Noir alone, I'm using Noir with Modernia alone, right? And then I just take out Blanc and I put Guilty in there, or I put Senti in there, I put somebody else, right? So there's that as well. So for me personally, I think that having to summon for 2 characters is not that bad, right? Would I like for them to take advantage of this, like, and keep doing this constantly? Not every banner, but like here and there. Yes, I would, but I would understand, of course, by 1,000% why a lot of people wouldn't, because like I said, that's a lot of gems. And yes, these characters are characters. Another thing, I'm glad that these are not limited characters. Blanc and Noir go to the wishes. That's another thing. It would be so bad if they were limited characters, right? Because as of right now, we are 7 months into the game, and Anne and Rupee, these 2 characters have never reran. So as of right now, there is no possible way to get them, and we have no possible knowledge if they are going to rerun, because we've had obviously our Half Annie, they never reran. We had the collab banners, which were limited characters, they never reran, and they just have never reran a banner that has actually dropped, right? They had Alice's banner, but that wasn't a rerun because she was already in the game. She was already in the game on release. So I don't know exactly what they're going to do here. I would love to see I would love to see them actually go into these old characters and add a mechanic like that in the future. Maybe even like Polly and Miranda, right? Just to make them a bit better, more usable, stuff like that. I would love to see stuff like that. But definitely let me know what characters that are in the game that you would love to see this for. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Later. Peace.